on in a flash.
They played the mash.
They played the monster mash.
I'm Luke Summerhays.
Oh, I'm James J. Moyles.
I'm Andrew Rice.
James the Jester Stewart.
And you're listening to Monster Mash.
And on this week's episode, we're hunting Steve!
An elusive breed of wyvern, only rarely spotted throughout the lands in recent years. Known for its ability to launch razor-edge scales, and for its powerful legs and talons, which it uses to latch itself onto its prey.
Should probably start off by saying we're hunting the Seregios.
Capcom have gotten ahead of the crowd and have already put their Sonic original character in a game.
Big old spiky Steve.
Yeah, Jas, as the one who was into the Monster Hunter community before us, why is it called Steve?
It was just like, it was really simple. It was just like a community thing that came up. Like, no one knew how to, when they first seen the Seregios name, no one knew how to pronounce it properly. So, like, I think one random person just started calling it Steve, and it just caught on and snowballed from there.
I mean, do we know how to say half the monsters' names properly? I'm sure we have, like, arguments over them many times.
Yeah, but people didn't know if it was like a hard G or like, or what.
At the end of the day, he's Steve in our hearts.
Apparently it was a guy from Capcom Unity calling it Steve.
Or it would probably be Yuri then, the community
Well,
manager.
according to the wiki. Yeah. That's what it says on the wiki.
Yeah, that makes sense why it caught on
Fair
even
play.
more then, since it's one of the community managers like saying it.
Yeah.
So this guy's a flagship, right?
He was the 3 Ultimate flagship, wasn't he?
No, four
wasn't it?
ultimate.
Is that early?
4 Ultimate,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry, yeah. I'm getting confused because the one we're doing next week is the 3 Ultimate flagship.
Spoilers!
Was it 4? Was he the 4 ultimate flagship? Or just regular old 4?
Pretty sure he's Ultimate.
Ultimate, yeah.
Because 4 was
more Magala.
Gormagala, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because you don't really start
Um,
meeting him in the game until right at the end, do you? In fact, I haven't even got to him technically in 4 Ultimate.
I've not come across him yet, no.
But I've already had all the cool stuff he does spoiled, so that's good.
I'll be honest, he's not massively impressive.
I don't know.
He just feels like another flying
I was
wyvern.
like-
Oh no, he fights very differently.
Yeah, I always liked his, like, spikes
think?
and shit that he can flick everywhere.
And he whizzes around coming at you all the time. Like, he's like a little, like, stunting, like one little airplane rather than like a big sweeping.
Yeah, his flying patterns aren't
Back and
as
forth.
obvious compared to like Rathalos and Rathian. Like they kind of fly more straight and
He does a lot more kind of...
Does weird kind of circular patterns.
And he stays very low to the ground, but in the air.
Mhm.
Whereas Rathalos he'll fly very high, or he'll be on the ground.
I still just wasn't blown away by him to the extent of some other monsters in this game.
I think
Yeah,
he
then
has,
I think this is another-
he has a really good introduction in 4 Ultimate, though. Like basically how the Seregios are like just taking over like all areas that the Rathalos and Rathian are in. So it's good to kind of see that.
I was
kind
gonna
of
say this-
combat
Yeah, is he not meant
against
to
them.
be...
This might be another case, Jay, where we haven't fought them until we've already been well leveled up from playing online. Whereas if
True,
we actually
yeah.
get to him at an appropriate level in 4 Ultimate, he's probably going to be a bit more of a issue.
Yeah, imagine like
a
on the
Titan
hunt we just
style
done there, like
situation,
just,
yeah.
we didn't see at least half of his moveset.
Don't know, just maybe because me finding him already, like stuff like his... well, you can fire those spikes that inflict the bleed.
Yeah.
They feel a bit... I don't know if just by design or the fact that projectiles like what the Naturala does with its scales.
Yeah, I mean, they are similar,
Quite
just in the
similar
fact that it
design
is
to
firing its scales, which is the same thing.
Yeah, but they're not like... I don't think they're as threatening as a Seregios, obviously, with the bleed effect. Like, that leaves you hampered for quite a while.
True. They can combo you as well, the Seregios ones. Like if it hits you with a few at a time, you're kind of stun locked, which is quite an effect.
If you feel you're getting stun locked, though, you just
Yeah.
spam the roll button and you can usually get out with it without getting bleed.
Ah, good tip. I'll need to use that next time rather than taking about half a life bar's worth of damage.
The one move like he does,
I'll give him this though. He
that
is
we don't see that often is he typically you'll grab like his pinning maneuver is like he grabs a hunter and like throws them across the arena.
Yeah, and he got me a couple of
Oh,
times when
never
I was
seen him do
hunting him in the
that.
day. He sort of does like a sort of a U-turn attack, knocks you over, comes at you with his claws for a little bit, and then gives you a proper throw across the arena. It's pretty brutal.
That's cool. I don't think I've ever been hit by
Yeah,
that.
it's
It's
a
a
pretty
pretty
cool
rare move to be honest. I think I've only been hit by it once.
I know I'm kind of ragging him a little bit. I will give him this. He is very cool design.
Yeah, I mean, I make jokes about him being a hedgehog or a pine cone or whatever, but he is very spiky and badass, and he's got a pretty creepy, toothy face.
I like how he kind of like bristles with his scales. That they're not tightly packed together like you normally expect.
Yeah, when he
You kinda
roars,
have
like they kind of the
space
rattle.
between them.
Like a,
He's described as like, isn't like the beast 1,000 blades or something like that. I'm paraphrasing here, but
Yeah, I mean, he is
he does have a name like that.
sharper than Pitbull himself. I'm trying to think of someone sharp.
Pitbull.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
What? Why is he sharp? I don't understand.
He's always got a suit and that, and he's playing with his car. He has good lyrics.
Does he though? Doesn't he try
he's
and
saying
rhyme
he's sharp
like,
because he's bald.
Doesn't Pitbull rhyme like the same word with itself? Like,
He's not the worst for that.
Let's talk about the monster, shall we?
Yeah, Jas or Andy, since you've
More of a
like
monster than
properly played
Pitbull.
through the single player campaign, do you want to talk us through meeting the
I'll let
Seregios?
Andy feel that one.
is this the one on the boat?
Fuck's sake.
No, that's the gore.
No, I swear you fight the Seregios on the
I
boat.
think the Seregios on the boat is an
You may
event
do.
quest, I think.
Oh right, and I know I fought one on a boat. But,
To be honest, I passed
okay.
that one over because like I pretty much have no idea myself. It was so long ago.
Just meet him in the desert, don't you? Just batter him.
No, the first time you meet him, you're hunting a wrath,
Oh right, okay.
and he turns up and kills it in front of you.
Ah, no, I can't remember.
Pretty sure like it's in maybe in the volcanic hollow, actually, where we fought the one on our hunt there. Because I remember I'm kind of descending
Yeah, the one
down
just
and have
now
like a slight cutscene, but both of them are kind of descending and falling, fighting in the sky, and that's when the Seregios like wins the battle and like swipes him down.
Yeah, I've been watching a few YouTube vids, and a lot of Seregios' hunts start with a nice cutscene of him fighting one of the wraths. It's always cool seeing a proper fight between the monsters.
So is he meant to be like the Rathians and the Rathalos like enemy?
Yeah, apparently he was designed to be a rival to the Rathalos.
I can see that. Flying wyvern, I suppose.
It's like, well, I suppose the Rathalos is all about, he flies around and uses elemental attacks, fire and poison.
Mhm.
Whereas Seregios' whole thing is he's very direct, he just slices you. And they got very different
I
flying
think they
style.
have it as a bit of, in the story in 4 Ultimate, he's a bit of a like pest kind of issue because there's too many of them, like flying about like to all kind of areas of the Monster Hunter like world.
Obviously I've not played it yet, but what I've read is that it's the apex Seregios is scaring all the other ones out of their home, so they're invading other habitats. Which is like the plot of How to Train Your Dragon.
And that's why you're getting like the battles between the Steve and the Rathalos.
Yeah, so because they've been kicked out of their own habitat, they're invading Rathalos habitats.
Kind of goes back to what we said in a previous episode. Like the poor Rathalos is kind of there as a punching bag for.
Every time there's another cool monster, yeah, you get to see it beat up a Rathalos to show how tough it is.
But I suppose with Seregios, he doesn't really. Seregios properly kicks the arse of Rathalos, whereas Aslos is just gonna have a bit of a scrap.
Yeah, you literally
really
get to see
win,
it kill some Wraths on screen.
which is cool.
Murderize
Which is
them.
cool. So I know we've been joking about calling it Steve, but does it his actual name Seregios? Does that actually come from anything? Go on, Andy. What's it? Where's
Right,
its
so
name?
Sereg, of course, means it's serrated for the Sera, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Eos means dinosaur.
Okay, that's good.
I'm fairly confident he's got that right, so go with it. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
To be honest, I thought I was doubtful
Cool,
on the
I'll do.
Eos part rather than the fucking Sereg.
They do just use generic suffixes to sound like monsters, though, don't they? So the Seregios weapons are pretty cool, with the whole rolling and sharpening thing.
Yeah.
I feel like if you had Seregios weapon and like Glavenus armor, you would just be constantly at tip-top sharpness. So if you didn't care about
What's the
your elements at all.
do there? Have I missed something?
So every time you sharpen with Glavius armor, it stays sharpened for a minute and at the highest possible level.
Oh, fair enough.
It's really good for weapons where rolling is a big part of the playstyle. It's why I use the Seregios weapon in Generations for the switch axe, because you will be spending a lot of the time.
Really good for dual
Oh, yeah, I like-
as well.
Because rather than
I love using the adept style, so I'm always rolling anyway. So, swinging about my big greatsword. Not greatsword, longsword. He is a top dude.
kinda-
And also, I just like
ties into the.
I like having a weapon with very high attack and no element just equipped when I can't be bothered to use an appropriate weapon.
Yeah, I never change my weapon in Generations, which I probably should be getting into the habit of, but just having that Barracks edition where I just never need to change it. High wit, high attack. Big old damage dealer.
Cool ass dude. Yeah, I like fighting the Seregios. He just moves around a lot. He's a bastard to take a screenshot of, I'll tell you that much.
Big old swooping attacks. I like where it comes up to you and kind of just jabs at you with its feet.
Yeah.
That's a cool move.
And he's one of the few monsters to have... You know how birds' feet can have, like, an opposable claw?
Mhm.
He's one of the
Yes.
few monsters that has feet like that.
Oh, cool.
So, I guess he hangs from branches and stuff sometimes when we're not with him. Although, yeah, you do.
I think it's maybe to make him more, like, dexterous.
Yeah, he
maybe, 'cause
swoops
is
down
kind
and
of a
grabs
sword
things.
fighter monster.
Like, there's a couple of
Yeah, yeah.
cutscenes where he grabs the corpse of another monster and chucks it about.
Or he grabs you, I suppose, with that,
Yeah.
that pen attack we're talking about.
Yeah, I think calling him a sword fighter is very accurate. He's like, if Glavenus is the equivalent of fighting an enemy with a great big sword, he's like fighting a nippy little ninja with a dagger sort of thing.
Rapier.
Yes.
Raphael from Soul Calibur 2.
Or Raphael from the Ninja Turtles.
Either work. Next week, the Monster Mash boys are we're going to pound you until you explode, and we're going to get our slime all over you as we hunt the Brachydius. So join us for that.
And if that sounds right up your street, you can follow us on Twitter at Monster Mash Pod. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, just search for Monster Mash Podcast. And we're on Apple Podcast, which is what they're calling it now. It's not iTunes. But,
Oh, fuck that. It's on
yep,
iTunes.
go on any of them. Give us a like and a subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating. And tweet at AndyMan949 your favourite lyrics from
Your favourite
Mr. Worldwide Pitbull.
Yeah. Oh, and thank you for listening.
See ya! I basically spent a whole 9-hour shift today sneaking off to the toilets to hunt Seregios so I can build the armour.
So notable, Steve.
Doing God's work. Where is Steve?
Oh,
Stephen, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me, no Steve.
That was an Andrew Man level brutal joke.
I mean, I didn't instigate it, so.
Do you be Steve in life after life?
Jesus Christ.
Man, even I don't sing that though.
I know what you're on about, that was fucking gold.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. But
Oh,
Oh, there we go, there's a feint.
Oh, look at that cunt.
He is one dangerous acorn.
For some reason I thought you said Akon then, and I was like...
I just had sex, and it felt so good.
Whoa, look at that cunt!
I was
And then there were two. The pro players.
Yeah, me and my weapon.
How many times did you faint today playing before you left?
Oh! Think Andy's the only fucking weapon here?
What?
Oh, I'm dead. As soon as I spoke.
Wait, guess who didn't faint?
No, the worst person not to faint.
The only thing that could have saved me there was a life powder, which none of you seemed to take, so...
I had them, just wasn't in the area.
Yeah. Because I got that where like,
I was-
I had all my green bars
I was
gone,
on-
but I had red bar left, so...
But if you're asking Luke to bring a life powder.
I was on massive amounts of health, so I didn't even think to use my life powder.
Yeah, but they're for.
Yeah, that's for saving other people, not yourself.
You can't see his own health.
Now remember, if Luke's on low health, but you're on high health, don't use a life powder. Doesn't need it.
It's fine. I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps.
I really fucking hope you die.
I don't need any fucking handouts. From the nanny state known as Jay. For Tory lads. But no, I honestly would rather get a handjob from a Seregios than vote Conservative.
I mean, surely you should go for something that isn't going to be remotely pleasurable. I mean, you never know. The Seregios could be a dab hand at handjobs.
Maybe it turns out what I'm really into is fucking spikes.
Like, surely it should be something you're like really against, like, I don't know, being fed onions or something. Like, I mean, that's what I'm really against. So, like, I mean,
I'm not the biggest onion fan, but I'm not that
I'm
fussed.
really quite passionate about hating onions. So, like,
I'm not a
onions are the
big
worst
vegetable
thing
man,
in
but-
the world.
I don't know, like crispy onions on a hot dog. I'm into that.
No, you make me feel a bit sick.
Red onions are the
I think it's
best
just
onions you can get.
It's the
best
texture I don't
onions
like with
are
onions
no
rather than the flavour.
onions.
I like crispy onions, but that's about it.
Nope. Texture,
Mine's ketchup.
flavour,
Oh shit, yeah.
general existence, bad.